Well, it is Friday, where and when I am recording this. So I'm going to take the liberty to just share an assortment of collected thoughts along the path here. I walk this path every day near my apartment, and recently I was walking with one of our little friends from church, little Kalela, and she was pointing out to me things that I'd never noticed before. And she said, "Oh, look, there's some wild strawberries over there." I'm like, "You can eat that?" Or the mulberry tree. Look, they're everywhere. And since then, I've been picking wild strawberries and eating off the mulberry tree, wrestling it away from the birds. What else was there? There's honeysuckle. She showed me, how to drink the honeysuckle. I'm not quite sure I'm doing that one right. But it's interesting that from the wild places, how along the way in our day that we can find things like this fruit, right? And I'm reading in Psalm 34 this morning, and this is where David's in a wild place. He's on the run, and he's in the land. He flees to the land of the Philistines, and this is where the well-known verse says, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Taste and see that he is good." And he is. And that's true. But when you put that in the context of the wild where he's at, it makes the sweetness taste all the more potent. That he's fled to the land of the Philistines. He feigned madness before Abimelech, the king, and his life was spared. And seeing how God preserved him and continued to preserve him even in that time. Fruit along the path. Sweetness hidden in side roads and secret places. Then I was looking in Proverbs, and wisdom says, "My fruit is better than choice gold, even pure gold, and my yield, what it produces, is better than the choicest silver." Watch daily at wisdom's gates, it says. Wisdom, before the foundation of creation, was daily God's delight. It was a master workman by his side, and it's working out, making effective God's plans. Wisdom personified. And it says that wisdom then says, and then looking at creation, wisdom's delight was the sons of men. And he calls us to wait daily at wisdom's gate, at his doorpost, as a disciple, waiting for him to get up in the morning, hear what he says, so that we could then be what a disciple wants to be, what the disciple maker is, wants to be like them, so then we could be master workmen too, by God's side, of making effective his plan. The perfect embodiment of this that we could look to is of course Jesus. In Mark 6:2, one of the places where again people are astounded as it's unfolding. Who is this Jesus? It says, "Where did this man get these things, and what is this wisdom given to him, and such miracles as these performed by his hand?" What incredible, wondrous things. Wisdom truly embodied, not just literarily, if that's a word. And one final thought. A day or two ago, I was walking down the path, and I saw this turtle. And in this particular section of walkway, you have the creek to one side, and it's a fairly steep embankment. It drops off sharply down maybe, 8 feet or so into this creek. And up here at the sidewalk, you have to the other side some grass, and then a fence, and then civilization, and all the parking lots and cars and things. And this turtle had clearly made a wrong turn, because he was somehow apparently the way to get off the path out of the creek where turtles are supposed to live was a little easier down the way. But now, as he continued to go further and further down the wrong path where he shouldn't have been, now it seemed pretty steep and very difficult to get back where he needed to be. And he's up, and then he wasn't even going in that direction. He's up against the fence, looking out there, and I see this thing, and I'm like, well, two thoughts. I wanted to help it. Second thought, I wanted to help me. I didn't want to get bit or scratched or peed on. Can I say that? Well, he did. But then, as I'm thinking about this, and I'm probably going to do it, then a family, a mom and her son and little daughter come up with their little bicycles and things, strollers, and I just thought, I looked at them, and that was the impetus for me to help them get excited about seeing the turtle. And then, well, the natural thing, you can't just leave it there. So, all right, are you going to watch me? We're going to take the turtle and put it back where it's supposed to be, back in its home. I'm like, okay, here we go. And, and I could have, worried about, well, am I going to fall down into the creek? And, it's muddy. And these are my nicer shoes. I didn't plan on going down in the mud and creek today. Those things could have won the moment and led me to just move on and leave the turtle. But because the kids were there wasn't a question. This is what had to happen. We brought it down, and the turtle didn't quite understand what was going on. His defenses happened a little bit, broke out, and then we got down and put him down in front of the water, and then he took off and went underwater, submerged underneath some sunken tree, and everybody was happy. And all the kids were talkative, and we shared a little bit as we continued the path together until we went our separate ways. But I think about, the turtle had needs, I had needs, the children had needs, but the turtle gave, and I gave, and the children gave, right? And how great an illustration this is of one of my favorite verses, Philemon 1:6. I pray that you may be active in the sharing of your faith, that you may come to a full understanding of every good thing that we have in Christ Jesus, as the church body works together. We need, like a lost turtle, gone the wrong way, come up against a fence. We need people to come alongside us. And we need to be the people that come alongside other people. We need to serve, use our gifts, use the eyes of Christ that he gives us to see with compassion, broken and hurting, misguided, people that maybe don't even see that they're going in the wrong direction. Like James says, that someone who takes a sinner and leads him back in the right direction, pulls him back, is like someone who's saving them from death. We need, as children need, to see turtles pointed out in front of us, see people in need shown to us so we know what to look for and what to do about it. Not just point it out, but point it out with compassion, point it out as you come alongside them and pull them back in. So be active in sharing your faith with one another, and I'll try and do the same this morning. And I will catch you all on the next video.